From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm David Augustine. The Parliamentary Protective Service says there is a lockdown currently in place on Parliament Hill. The service issued a warning this afternoon for anyone in East Block, which houses parliamentary offices, to seek shelter in the nearest room, close and lock all doors, and hide. Ottawa police say that a man has barricaded himself in the area and urges people to stay away until further notice, noting there are no reports of injuries. The investigation is ongoing. Well, another day of the federal campaign means there are more announcements from party leaders. Liberal leader Mark Carney announced a plan that he says will help to boost Canada's skilled trades workforce. He says without taking action, the country will see a shortfall of tens of thousands of skilled workers.
Almost 250,000 construction workers are expected to retire over the course of the next 7 years, creating a shortfall on current plans, before our ambitious plans, a shortfall of over 60,000 workers. Again, that's before we transform our economy.
Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre spoke in BC and promised to cut bureaucratic red tape by 25% in 2 years if he is elected, while NDP leader Jagmeet Singh promised to offer an additional 1% in Canada Health transfer funding to provinces that guarantee access to a family doctor. Well, Global Affairs Canada has updated its advice to those who decide to travel to the United States. It says Canadians may face scrutiny from border guards and the possibility of detention if denied entry. The new guidelines come as many Canadians have decided to avoid travel to the U.S. after President Donald Trump's move to impose tariffs and repeated claims that Canada should become the 51st state. Officials in Southern Ontario believe prolonged power outages could last well into next week after a spring storm caused heavy damage. In the U.S., measles cases are now being reported in 21 states, with some of the worst outbreaks in Texas, New Mexico, Ohio, and Kansas. Rena Roy has more.
We've already known measles cases are on the rise, but now we are starting to reach some alarming milestones here in the U.S. There are now more than 600 confirmed cases. We could potentially surpass numbers not seen since the early 90s.
Measles is caused by a highly contagious virus that's airborne and spreads easily when an infected person breathes, sneezes, or coughs. It is preventable through vaccines. And Universal Language director Matthew Rankin says he is channeling his creative energy into 2 new films, including one probing Canada's conservative legacy. Canadian Press reporter Lisa Laporte has more.
The Winnipeg native says he's working on an experimental collage that recounts the history of the Progressive Conservative Party of Canada through archival footage. Rankin says he wants to explore the party's evolution because he's been preoccupied by what he describes as Canada's reckoning with conservatism.
Rankin says he is also working on a docu-fiction film called Congresso, which is centered on Esperanto, the world's most widely spoken constructed language. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, it's a busy day on the ice today. Timo Meier scored twice, while Jacob Markstrom stopped 26 shots as the New Jersey Devils defeated the New York Rangers 4-0 this afternoon. That resulted in the Tampa Bay Lightning earning its 8th straight playoff berth. Also on the ice, Montreal entertains Philadelphia, Toronto faces Columbus, and Winnipeg takes on Utah. Chris Bassett gets the ball as the Toronto Blue Jays continue their series with the New York Mets. The Jays lost their opener yesterday 5-0 to snap their 4-game win streak. A day off for the Toronto Raptors after they dropped a 117-105 decision last night to the Detroit Pistons as rookie Jacoby Walter had 22 points. The Raptors will look to snap their 3-game winless streak tomorrow versus the Brooklyn Nets. And CF Montreal and the Vancouver Whitecaps both play Major League Soccer games. Montreal visits the Columbus Crew to cap a season-opening 7-game road trip, still searching for its first win. Meanwhile, Vancouver ranks first in the Western Conference, heading into its home contest against the Colorado Rapids. From the Canadian Press, I'm David Augustine.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.